One of the most surprising and interesting concepts I came across in doing the research for my book is something that Foster Friess, the Wyoming multimillionaire who was the big backer of the Rick Santorum super PAC, what he called the self-tax. And what he meant by self-tax is all of the philanthropic activity that the rich undertake. His arguments in favor of the self-tax and why it is, in his view, superior to regular taxes that are levied by the state was, first of all, it's more fun. It's not that much fun to write your tax check to the government every year. Another argument, which Friess didn't go into so much, is the individual is always better at spending money than the government is. It's the classic Milton Friedman argument. People spending their own money are much more efficient spenders of it than people spending someone else's money. And in some ways, the government is spending someone else's money. What I think is so pernicious about this idea of the self-tax, in some ways, it gets at the very core notion of the state. One way to define a state is a government which has sufficient power to impose taxation on its citizens. If that very idea loses credibility, it becomes hard to define what the state actually is. The other really key point, I think, is democratic government is not about the self-tax, not about me saying, I'm going to pay for this road, and my sister saying, I'm going to pay for that symphony. It's about us coming together and collectively filling up the kitty and collectively deciding what we as a society want to spend that money on.